Good evening, everyone. I am Mark, your fat friend,
Now I'm James, your black friend,
and this is the Fat and Black Connection.
where we talk about anything and everything. Well, as long as it's interesting to us.
Naturally, and we have a lot in store for this episode. This very easily may end up being our longest episode ever. We'll see. We're man, just there's so much to talk about. But before we dive on in
Strap
to the
in.
content, let's first and foremost. No, not yet. We'll get to
Oh.
that. First and foremost, let's just catch up for a moment. Let's take our breath and let's explain what live interactive broadcast means.
Oh, yeah. That. I almost forgot about that. Yeah, that just means that we are live right here, 9:10, 22, 8, what, 01 or 2 or whatever it is,
804.
8:04 West Coast time. So if you're in there, drop some messages, drop some comments. We bring them up. Sometimes it changes the direction of our show, but probably not today because we got way too much to cover.
Yeah, there's just man, before we again dive into any of that kind of stuff, just to so everyone understands what's going on. I mean, this week has been crazy
Yes.
busy with content dropping between
And a queen dropping. That probably too early. Sorry.
man, really?
Yeah. Well.
Okay, let's change the mood on that. Well, okay, I'm going to talk about what I'm going to talk about, and in order to do so, I've got a trusty little 4-pack here to get started with. So
What?
Let's have some Steve Weisers.
So I found remember those Mountain Dews that we talked about a
Yes.
while back?
Yeah.
They're out now.
Oh.
And so I went and I saw them at the store when I went the other day. So I was like, let me pick them up. I tried the Mountain Dew one, not too impressed. I'm going to start off with the Baja Blast. Now, mind you, this is also my least favorite Mountain Dew. So we'll see.
So remind everyone, it's basically an alcoholic Mountain Dew.
Right. So it's it's not a huge amount of so you have to be, of course, be 21 to buy it. It's 5% alcohol by volume, but at the same time, it's also only 12-ounce can. So I mean, 5 ounces inside a 12-ounce can, not too bad. Hey!
And we've got Ham Radio Media checking in. Hi, Mark James. National Treasure Series looks promising, and that's Ashley, and we will be talking about that. Trust us. There's so much.
This one actually isn't that bad. This one's actually a little bit better than the Mountain Dew one. So, here I got 2 more on tap. So, we're gonna try them all tonight.
Oh, I mean, we've got the time, I think, to get through it all. So, as James mentioned, it's live and interactive. We've already got Ham Radio, Ashley checking in. And for those of you interested, Ashley does host her own podcast. If you're interested in Stranger Things, check it out. I hear good things about it. So, yeah. So, James, it's been a week since the last time we talked. Do you know what happened? Do you know what I did?
No. Oh, yeah. Whatever.
Yes, I went to the Best of the West rib cook-off at a VIP table with all I could eat, all I could drink, and I ate and drank a lot, my friend.
Yeah.
I had a blast. Friend of the show, friend of ours, Angel, was there with us. My wife was there. Some former coworkers were there, and it was Jefferson Starship was the band.
That's probably the only thing I'm not really disappointed about missing.
Yeah, I that really didn't do it for me. But
honestly, the past few years, the acts they've had perform, they're not even. I don't even know if they're like county fair worthy.
Yeah, I don't know that I would disagree, but the ribs were good. They weren't great. I didn't have anything that I was super impressed by. I got to be honest.
Even by like Checkered Pig is either like the Checkered Pig or the Aussie ones are like normally the best ones.
Like I said, I mean, I had at least one
name, right?
Yeah. I had at least one of everything that was there, and there
nothing
was
really was like, hey,
no,
I'm the best.
They were all so dry and
you don't do sauce either, so
no, and I don't want to, because as I'm trying the ribs, I want to just try the ribs first.
Oh, I feel you. Okay.
And yeah, they're just very dry, hard to get off the bone. I don't know what's going on, if the ribs that they give to the VIP section are different.
Well, no, I mean, they all cook. So that's the thing, is that they cook the same ribs. I mean, some do bring other stuff, like, they do have brisket and stuff like that. And no, none of them have beef ribs, but all of them use pretty much the same ribs. And so maybe it was just, I don't know, maybe it's the quality of the ribs, because that's how they basically judge the ribs, is based on how they're, like they all have to use the same kind. So
that's what I was gonna say. I think the nugget gives the ribs to
yeah. So they give them the ribs, and that's how, so basically they're all on the same page. So it's an even playing field. But and then they have a couple of days, depending on if they smoke them, they can do all that get that stuff going, so that they can actually have them smoked and do their rubs and all that kind of stuff that they do to make them stand out.
And Ashley says that pork ribs are greater than beef ribs.
Listen, I'm not going to deny you that, but beef ribs are mighty delicious too. I mean,
I enjoy beef ribs. I feel that
beef ribs make me feel like I'm like I should be in a Flintstone car, and when they serve them to me, I should tip over. Like, that's what I feel like with beef ribs.
Fair enough. So next year, though.
Oh no, there's no doubt. I'm whatever's going on, I'm just gonna be like, hey, I gotta cancel whatever's going. I mean, I just won't make plans, but whatever it is, I'm coming. I have to, because it's been way too long since I've been there.
Okay. Well, let's start planning that, and talk to your people, and let's plan to do, because unfortunately our VIP table wasn't even 100% full, so I ended up having to come a little bit out of pocket on that. So I think you owe me some flow. So James, are you ready?
I am ready.
All right, we've got a lot. Literally, we have over 50 images for today's show. So if you're listening to this after the fact, go back and watch, because there's so much stuff we're going to talk about. I mean, obviously, we'll always do our best. But
listen, the content is also available on our page, so you can go look at it there. But yes, come back, watch it, and that'll do more justice.
So. Yeah, I'm sure there were people out there that were getting annoyed with all of my posting of all the different things dropping. But you know what? It is what it is. Got to get it out there.
Yeah.
And so this weekend has been a huge weekend. You had Star Trek Day, where they were announcing and dropping stuff. You had Ubisoft Forward, where Ubisoft, game developer of one of our favorite game series, is dropping tons of information and new content. And
I could have really cared less about most of that stuff on there. I just was waiting for the end.
Yes. And of course, the big event of the weekend, D23. Yes, Disney 23. It's for, all of the really big Disney fans and insiders, and of course Disney owns multiple properties. So of course they're talking about Disney parks, they're talking about Disney films, they're talking about Pixar, they're talking about Marvel, they're talking about Star Wars, they're talking about 20th Century Fox. Go ahead.
What is 23? What does that even mean? Like I that's the only thing I never.
Walt Disney Animation Studio started in 1923.
Oh, okay. See, I didn't realize that, but okay, now I know. No, it's half the battle. G.I. Joe. Okay, continue.
All right. That's painful. So let's dive on in.
I just didn't know.
Clearly. So let's dive on into some content, and let's start with some video game stuff.
Oh yeah,
and of course with Ubisoft's Assassin's Creed.
Oh yeah.
man, there was just so much here.
Just
Obviously, first
dropping mad nuggets, bruh.
we see, in this image that we got on the screen, 2022 Valhalla, the last chapter. So they're going to wrap up everything to do with Valhalla, because in 2023, and we don't have a date yet, but everyone is projecting that it'd be February, March. We have the new Assassin's Creed Mirage.
Mirage.
Where you are going to be playing as Basim, a cunning street thief with nightmarish visions, seeking answers and justice. After an act of deadly retribution, Basim flees Baghdad and joins an ancient organization, the Hidden Ones.
My man's Aladdin out here, bro.
Yeah. So Basim is basically what Aladdin is based on.
Yeah.
Is how they're portraying it.
Yeah. So now that what was it? What was it? Cave or what was that thing you were talking about? The DLC
Cave
that's supposed to be on
Wonders. The 40 Thieves.
Yeah, 40 Thieves DLC makes way more sense right now.
Yeah. So I'm obviously huge fan of Assassin's Creed. Super excited for this, even though we don't have a ton of information.
I don't care, bro. Listen, I have enjoyed Basim in Valhalla, so I'm excited to see his origins.
Yeah, and for the first time ever, not only did Ubisoft announce their next game, but they also announced two more games.
Three, actually.
Yes, but not for a major platform.
Right.
They announced two other Assassin's Creed games. They don't have official names yet. There's Codename Red and Codename Hex. And I've got a little bit of information, very little information on those. Assassin's Creed Codename Red. It'll be next evolution of the franchise open world RPG design and takes players into feudal Japan. This has been asked for so long.
So long.
And it's in development by Ubisoft Quebec, which is the same studio that brought us Odyssey and Syndicate.
Oh, great games.
Yeah. So I feel good about that. And then, of course, we've got Hex, which is being described as a very different type of Assassin's Creed experience.
They said this is going to be the darkest one.
Yes.
And from what I looked at, it said this insider guy who apparently drops a lot of content. I kind of watched the little thing, and he said that this one is supposed to be England during like the witch trials.
Interesting. I was wondering, because obviously we see some of those images that kind of makes you think potentially of there being what was that film when we were younger?
Blair Witch.
Yeah.
It also like kind of reminds me of some stuff that you see in the Crucible and things like that. So but yeah,
and so that one is being headed up by Ubisoft Montreal,
which is they did the original ones, didn't they?
Well, so Montreal did let's take a look here. 2000 they did Assassin's Creed 2, Assassin's Creed 1. Yes, you were correct. They did the original. They did Brotherhood, Revelations, Black Flag, Unity, Origins.
Oh,
and,
I didn't realize they did Origins.
And Valhalla.
Oh, I didn't. Yeah, so they've been up on game. But yeah, no, I'm super excited, and they finally explained what the heck Infinity was.
Yes,
which was nice. That's going to be kind of the new umbrella of Assassin's Creed, which is really exciting. So
yeah, it'll be kind of a centralized hub where you'll be able to play all Assassin's Creed past and future games.
That'll be
and they're going to bring back multiplayer stuff.
Yeah, which I think the last time they even had that was in Unity, right?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
I think that was the only one that had multiplayer, and I got on way late to that. So
it was the last one, but it wasn't the only one that had it.
I didn't realize others had it, but no, that was the last one that I remembered, because I know they have, and they said something about. Well, I don't know if these will be the same, but I know on some of the other games that they were talking about, it'll be multiplayer. Certain missions that you can only really do multiplayer. So
Well, and that was, I think, one of the downfalls of Unity was that
Yeah,
there were missions that forced you, and
I got them done. I got because I remember there was one that I saw that was supposed to be that could be multiplayer, but I ended up getting it done on my own, so it wasn't
mhm.
that bad.
And then additionally announced was Assassin's Creed Codename Jade, which will be a full-blown open world game for mobile devices.
Yeah,
And this one is set in ancient China during around 215 BC, and evidently will allow the player to create their own character.
yeah, which I'm kind of excited about. That'll be interesting.
Yeah. So much content dropping from Ubisoft. I mean, this is just the Assassin's Creed portion.
Oh,
They
hey, real
obviously,
bit. Sorry, Mark. Just good night, Ashley. I hope. Sorry, we didn't see that just till right now, but have good night.
indeed, have a good one. Yeah. So Ubisoft does tons of other game series that I enjoy. I like Watch Dogs. I like The Crew. They're coming out with an Avatar video game.
Which
That
I was
looks,
surprised they didn't announce today.
yeah, I was surprised by that as well, because I've seen some stuff on it and it looks like it's going to be pretty good.
Yeah,
And
that Skull and Crossbones looks way more interesting right now too. I mean, I was
yes,
already kind of interested, but I was like, "Yo, that looks crazy!" Like just the more that you have more choice of weapons and things like that. So
yeah, it looks like it's taking the concepts of Black Flag to the next level.
yeah,
So I think that one could be a ton of fun as well.
yep.
So let's move on from Assassin's Creed and Ubisoft, and let's talk about Radio Story Hour.
Yes, sir.
So this is a show that is being an audio drama show that is
Yeah.
being done by the creative team over at Secrets of Heritage House, as well
Right.
as being produced by our parents, if you will, I guess. 97 to now, they're taking, they're getting involved with that one as well. And so good on them. And
Getting in on everything.
yeah, the basic premise of Radio Story Hour is it's going to be a once a month episode, standalone episode, beginning, middle, end, that tells a story, a different and unique story each time. So this is a great opportunity for voice talent, for voiceover actors.
A lot of roles.
Yeah, and so there are auditions coming up this next week on Tuesday the 13th, which evidently it's full. So many people have signed up that they had to lock that day down. Thursday the 15th, almost full. So if you're interested, that's going to be Thursday evening. I think looking like 7 p.m. on the West Coast.
Okay.
And then Saturday the 17th, that's going to be an afternoon audition. So that one's still looking pretty good, pretty open. But and then of course potentially callbacks on the 18th if necessary. So if you're interested, if you're a voice actor, if you know any voiceover actors, or heck, even if you're not, give it a go. What's the worst could happen?
Yeah.
But they are done, huh? Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
so the Baja Blast one actually wasn't too bad. It was actually better than the regular
Mountain Dew Classic.
Yeah.
So going along with the Radio Story Hour, there are 3 unique stories, one that'll be told each month. And the first one is Captain Fearless and the Time Traveling Nazis of Doom.
Crazy.
It's really set in like the 1940s serial world of these kind of like superhero stories you might have heard on the radio, and it's I've read the script. I think it's a lot of fun, and I really look forward to this one getting produced. Next up, James, I'll let you speak on it.
Murder by Garlic. That's the one I'll be directing. That is it's actually a part of a series, the Jack R. Abbott files. So this one is it's kind of kooky. There's going to be a lot of. I think this one should be a lot of fun.
Yes, and as James mentioned, he is directing that one. And then we have Prince Kenneth in the Ill-Fated Forest.
Hey, Mark, who's directing that one?
Well, that would be me, friend.
Oh,
and And this one, it's kind of a medieval classic tale of boy and girl in love, and girl gets killed and boy is blamed, and let's figure out who done it.
Yeah, classic tale as old as time.
Indeed. So I think this one's going to be a lot of fun too. It's a little bit more serious than of the three, I think, but
I mean, like, yeah, I think yours is probably going to be a little bit more serious. Yours is a little bit more serious. The time traveling Nazi one sound or whatever that is sounds ridiculous, and then mine it's quirky.
Go ahead. Go ahead. What do you got there?
So this is Black Cherry. This is Mountain Dew Black Cherry. This isn't even actually a real. I haven't seen this, or maybe it's. Oh, maybe is that what Code Red is? No, whatever. We're gonna give it a try. Smells of cherry.
I was gonna say, what kind of cherry though? Is it
black cherry?
Okay.
Oh, it's actually this one's. I like this one. This one's really good. This one's really good. Yeah, it's got a black, like the nice cherry taste to it. So yeah, I think so far right now this is maybe my favorite.
Okay. Well, I want to talk about something that we're not going to spend hopefully too much time talking about, but I really want to talk about it because we don't talk about wrestling a lot on this show.
No.
But when we do, it's because we're super hyped on something. And unless you've been living under a rock for the last week, if you know anything about wrestling and follow wrestling at all, then you've heard the story of what transpired this last week at AEW, their pay-per-view event involving CM Punk and the Elite, also known as...
is that the Hardys? And
no, not the Hardys. They're Hardys light. They're the wannabe Hardys.
Oh, okay.
The Jacksons, the Jackson brothers, or Matt and Nick Jackson, and
Hardy light,
and Kenny Omega.
He's over there.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, long story short, just for some back history, CM Punk used to be friends with a wrestler named Colt Cabana.
Right.
And they had a really big falling out. It was like nasty in public, and lawsuits happened and all this kind of stuff. So when CM Punk came to AEW, Colt Cabana had already been there, and CM Punk basically made it clear that he wanted nothing to do with him. And eventually, I don't know if you know this, but AEW bought Ring of Honor. And so Ring of Honor still exists. It's kind of the training grounds for AEW now. It's kind of the NXT of AEW. And so Colt Cabana was basically kicked off of AEW and sent over to Ring of Honor. And there are a lot of people that were blaming CM Punk for that, including the Young Bucks, which
I have heard of those guys, yeah.
Which that's the Jacksons, the Matt and Nick Jackson or whatever, and Kenny Omega. The three of them together, they're called the Elite. All three of them are legitimate executive vice presidents for AEW. So not only are they wrestlers, but they're also in these executive leadership roles.
Did we learn nothing from WCW?
Evidently not, because these executive vice presidents were out talking to media and speaking ill of CM Punk and blaming him for some of these movements that happened, even though... So after at this AEW pay-per-view, the trio of the Elite, the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega, won the trios championship. Yes, they again, bear in mind they're executive vice presidents,
and they have championship.
They created a trios title so that they could win it.
Oh boy, not a good look, guys. Not a good look.
So they won that. CM Punk became the world champion, beating Jon Moxley or Dean Ambrose. And in the press conference afterwards, CM Punk went on a tirade, bashing people left, right, and center. It was so profane. He was cussing up a storm. and he was just rolling everyone under the bus. And sitting right next to him is Tony Khan, the owner of AEW,
yeah.
and Tony Khan's like, you could see the look on his face. He's like frustrated with CM Punk for doing this, but he also understands because CM Punk's not wrong in any of the stuff that he's saying.
Right. So he was basically doing his truth bomb at the top of the stage when he was in WWE.
Pipe bomb, yes.
Pipe bomb, yeah, that's what it's called.
Yes.
I forgot. Yeah.
So ultimately, this tirade, this man go watch it if you haven't seen it. But he finally finishes and leaves the stage, goes back to his locker room where he had earlier in the evening during his match sustained an injury from a top rope dive, and was in his room trying to get it iced and everything. Well, the EVPs, in all of their geniusness, were so upset by what CM Punk had to say about them, even though he never used their names directly, that they literally kicked in his door and went into his dressing room, and a fight ensued.
Oh, what?
Yes. So there are tons of stories roaming around. Who knows which one's absolutely true? Maybe we'll find out someday, just like the screw job in Montreal. But evidently, CM Punk knocked out one of the Young Bucks. CM Punk's trainer, manager, whatever he is, took a chair and threw it at one of the other Young Bucks' face and bit Kenny Omega. Yeah, there's all of these things floating around. So needless to say, all four of these people, including multiple others, have been suspended.
Right.
Titles have been stripped.
Right.
And there is an extreme possibility that realistically coming out of this, CM Punk gets fired from AEW.
There will be lawsuits.
If that happens, I see CM Punk suing AEW because these three are executive vice presidents.
Yeah.
And as representatives of the leadership of that company,
right.
Them going and kicking in a talent's door and acting as they did.
Absolutely unacceptable.
So that's why I wanted to talk about this story, because
man, AEW, did we learn nothing from WCW?
Now, obviously, when you're talking about wrestling, there is always the possibility that this is a work.
Absolutely.
I don't think it is. I think this is genuine. I think this is Montreal Screwjob where Bret Hart knocked out Vince McMahon back in the locker room. I think that's what we're going to find out in the next 20 years as this story develops. But it's crazy to me. I think there will be lawsuits, and AEW really hasn't talked about it or addressed it. And so
it's championship. That's so ridiculous.
Yeah.
So ridiculous. This whole thing is absolutely asinine. I just don't understand why. I mean, if this is a work, this is a absolute botchy work.
If this is a work, it is absolutely genius.
I don't know, man.
Clearly you haven't been keeping up on the news, because this has been all for the last 10 days. This is all everyone has talked about in the wrestling blogosphere, social media sphere. Everyone is talking about this because new information keeps coming out. Like I said, these guys got suspended a couple days later. Everybody's just been waiting for the shoe to drop for CM Punk to get fired. I don't know if that's going to happen, just because I think that would be a very poor business decision
on their end. Yeah, absolutely.
It would only be a smart business decision if you fired all of them.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. This whole thing is that's just wacky to me. That's absolutely wacky.
Yeah. So dig into that after this episode. And
I'll have to look more because I was watching AEW for a minute, but I was like, yo, this is turning into what WCW was. There was just there was way too many factions. There was just, and they all seemed to be doing their absolute own thing, and just there was no continuity whatsoever. It was just getting ridiculous, and that's why I kind of stopped watching AEW.
Oh yeah, you won't get an argument from me. I've watched it here and there, but I have not found it enjoyable enough to watch consistently.
Right.
I think they've had some really amazing matches.
Yeah. I did enjoy that William Regal was over there with Daniel Bryan and Moxley. I did enjoy that for for a while, for the minute, like the little while that was going on. I didn't really
that's
keep up
still
on it.
going on.
I didn't keep up with it. That's why I just saw like a little bit of it. But yeah, no, I mean, I was that's cool. But yeah, no, I'm not. AEW is just, like I said, this could be absolutely disastrous because it's turning into what WCW was.
Well, and with the changing of the guard at WWE, it can only make things better for them.
Yo, bringing back so much talent. Triple H, I think, gave the most, like, the absolute biggest middle finger to Vince when he left, because everybody that Vince fired, Triple H has pretty much brought back.
Pretty close. Pretty close.
Like, pretty much everybody that and names are fun, and names are coming back. Like, they poked fun at it again. Like, he was like, "Oh yeah, I can call you Austin Theory. I can actually call you Austin again."
Mm-hmm.
And
you found your name.
Yeah, and then Braun Strowman coming back, and he was fired. He actually started his own thing. I don't know what's going on with that, but he's back. Just Johnny Gargano is now on the main roster. So yeah, I think Triple H really was just like, "Oh, Vince is gone? Cool. Now I can do what I've been wanting to do. Bring all these guys back, give them this, move them up, give the spotlight." And I think, and the storylines have actually been using a good number of people now, not just the same ones.
Yeah. So let's move on from wrestling, because I know that's not everyone's cup of tea.
Right.
But as a reminder, this is live and interactive. So if you are watching live today,
Shimone.
please
Tyrus, where are you at, bro?
Where's our damn Brian?
Yeah. Where's Steve, and where's everybody? Where is
everybody? Man? It's a Saturday night, and we're the losers at home doing this, I guess. Well,
we're going back to Wednesday soon.
Yes, we will be going back to Wednesday soon. So, James, this new image came out from yours and my favorite company, Disney 100.
Absolutely love it.
Yes, I love this image. I love that.
What's up, Mike? This is actually DeMello's cousin.
Oh, right on. Welcome to the show. Thanks for checking in. And I love the fact that you've got Pride Rock in this image. You've got the Matterhorn.
That's what that was. Okay, I was like, "What is that?" At first, I kind of thought it was I thought it was the grizzly bear, but I didn't really see it very well. So I thought it might have been.
I love that they've got the lanterns on the water, kind of from what is
Tangled.
That? Tangled, yeah.
Yeah, that's really. Disney has outdone themselves on this one.
Yeah,
I want to see the opening, like, with this, like, because when they changed it over from that animated, when they changed it over from the animated title to this setup of title, I really enjoyed that.
Seeing the train going in the background.
Then they changed it up again with the train and the fireworks in the background, and I was like, "Yo, can this get better?" And then this comes out, and I am super excited to see what they incorporate, what they do now.
Yeah, I love this logo, and obviously I'm showing it because now we're going to dive into the content from D23. So much stuff.
Let's do it.
First and foremost, let's talk about Disney parks. There was some Disney parks information, not a ton, but one of the big announcements was that the Avengers campus at California Adventure is going to be expanding. We're going to dive more into the multiverse, is kind of how Bob Paycheck put it. So specifically, what we were also told about is that there will be a new ride,
which I thought there should have been from the jump. I wonder, is it going to use that the Quinjet area there?
Yeah. So one of the things that those of us that are super hardcore followers are frustrated by is that when the Avengers Campus was first announced, it was always told that there was going to be three rides, that you were going to have the Spider-Man ride.
The web slinger ride.
You would obviously have the
Guardians of the
Guardians,
Galaxy,
which is already there,
yeah.
and that area where the Quinjet is on the building. So for those of you watching, I'll go ahead and zoom in. This area is going to be a third ride.
Wait, was there only 2?
Yes.
Oh wow, that's wacky. Okay, yeah, okay,
yeah. And so this was always planned to be a ride, this area. And we were told long ago that what it would be is an e-ticket ride that would likely be in the style of what we've seen over at Disney World with the Avatar ride, Flight of Passage.
Wait, you mean Flight of the Avatar?
Yeah, it's called Flight of Passage, but that's okay. And so it would be that same ride mechanic that it uses there. And so, and I did do some research, so I'm going to go ahead and read it. What we were told was that it was going to be an e-ticket attraction where guests would board a Quinjet, travel to Wakanda to join a team of Marvel superheroes in a battle.
Okay.
And it sounds like that's still what it's going to be. So Bob Paycheck dropping this information was like, this isn't new. Are you going to give us a date? And he didn't give anything else. So
this is coming. Bye.
Yeah. So honestly, it was kind of frustrating. I frankly would have preferred him to not say anything at all. The only thing I'm wondering is
get rid of that guy anyways.
Is this building back here?
Now, my biggest question is that the Monsters Inc. stuff was all over there.
That's way over here.
Is that over here? Oh, okay. So yeah, I mean, they could put it in here. I mean, they did this sound stage. That's the sound stage that you just had the handover over.
Where they used to do Aladdin.
Or? Back. To your left or to the left, right there. That sound stage was actually a store.
No, that is actually where they do the Disney Junior sing-along show.
Oh, then there was a store back over there somewhere. Because I know I hit that store that was back over right by the campus.
I don't know.
Anyway, it doesn't matter. But yeah, they need to. Man, do something, because it's kind of trapped in there, and I hope they didn't screw themselves by.
So as you were kind of alluding to, this whole area over here where they had the theater, this is the art studio where you can go in and see all of the art of animation. Then you have the Monsters ride, all of that. I could see them easily ripping that all out, because you don't have Muppets 4D anymore. I could see them ripping all of that out and expanding the Avengers Campus into there. It'd be easy to do. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see something like that long term. It's just Marvel is such a huge IP that they really need to.
They have to.
And as we've talked about before with Disneyland Forward and the potential expansions they've talked about on the other end, you could easily have a separate Marvel-based land such as Wakanda, or somewhere else, of course, that would absolutely work to create another immersive area for people to go outside of the Avengers Campus.
Honestly, I'm not going to lie to you. If they set up something to where they could attach like the Avengers Campus, if they did Wakanda, basically like you board like some sort of Quinjet or tram or something that takes you underground from the Avengers Campus to Wakanda, that could be money.
And this is why we should be Imagineers.
Exactly.
Or you could do it across the sky, like sky bucket style, but where it's enclosed and you don't actually see what's going on around you.
Right. I mean, they could do that too, but I'm just thinking like or I mean, you could almost make kind of you could almost make a roller coaster type deal out of it if you really wanted to. But
where you get on at one place and get off at another.
Yeah, so it's almost basically kind of a monorail situation, but more of an attraction, if you
Yeah, you
will.
could absolutely.
Yeah.
So Disney, we're here. We've got ideas.
Oh, that's
So
black cherry down. I might actually finish these way too early. I'll slow
man,
down.
I feel like I'm way behind. I guess because I'm still on number one Steve Weiser.
Don't hey, listen, you don't have to keep up. These are smaller.
All right, let's move on over to Cotino,
Yeah.
which
We
we've
talked
talked
about this a
about.
while ago.
Yeah, we've talked about this a couple times on the show. This is a new planned community. Um, we have a comment from Michael. Did you see the new Disney ears for $100? Oh, Disney 100, 195 a pop. I have not seen those.
Oh, those better be like
They better have diamonds and be
yeah,
made of gold.
there better be some serious jewelage going on in that thing and yeah.
I'm gonna have to take a look into that after the
Yeah.
show because
I did not hear about those.
no,
$195.
I
Jeez.
did see for Disney Plus Day, uh, if you went to the park early in the morning and had proof that you were a Disney Plus member, they were
Mhm.
giving out Disney Plus buttons and Disney Plus ears that looked pretty money. I really
Oh,
liked the look of those.
man.
I really wish I would have been there.
Yeah. Well, you see she saw they had like a champagne it was like they were popping champagne on the cruise ships for
Hmm.
Disney Plus Day. I was like,
Hmm.
"Yo, I am set right now."
Yes.
Oh, sorry. By the way, this last one that I have is watermelon,
Oh, and I'm gonna
which
go ahead and drink a El Pato Loco.
oh, you still have those?
Yeah, the crazy duck, man.
Oh, I
I
thought
got
you were
I
done
got
with those.
I got two left. So um
Oh, this one's good too. Okay.
so overall you would suggest buying, so does it come in a variety pack or
Yeah, it's you get three of the watermelons, three of the regular dew, three of the black cherry, and three of the Baja Blast.
and you liked three out of the four flavors.
I did.
So that's not a bad deal.
No, I was actually when I drank the Mountain Dew one last night, I was like, did I make a mistake?
Yeah, so you could just give those ones to your brother.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about Cotino, which is a planned living community in Southern
Palm
California.
Springs.
Um, and we've talked about it in depth before. It
Yeah.
looks like it's going to be an amazing community.
Yeah. It's
If
very
you've got
it's desert chic for sure.
yeah, and you gotta obviously have some money because
Yo,
these are
these houses look so I was watching the video early this morning and I was like, yo, like this has to be at least like like the smaller house that I saw, like one of the first images they show, I was like, okay, at least that's at least $1 million. And then from there up, like it was 1.5 $2 million houses easy.
yeah. We'll see. I mean, I can tell you that residents will be moving in likely in 2024, and they're going to start scheduling sales in 2023. And there will be at least one section that is expressly set aside for 55 plus.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
So what you're going to see in these slides, if you're watching along with us, there's four images for four different floor plans. These are not the only floor plans they're going to have because
No.
it's a master community. So there's going to likely be 4 or 5 different micro communities with each of those having 4 or 5 floor plans
Yeah,
or model homes.
right.
So
I wouldn't mind going down and at least just checking out the models for sure, but yeah.
oh no, I definitely think once they start doing sales and have the models available, I think we need to plan a trip to go check out Cotino.
Yeah. No, but this was the one I was like, "Yo, that is stupid nice." And the one thing I really like about it is it's all desert plants, like low water needed. So they basically it's what do you call that?
Zero Escape.
Zero Escape, yeah, which is nice. I really like how they did that.
Yeah.
This one, this is the one. That's the one I was saying. At least, oh, maybe it's not this one or one of these. It was like, I think it was this one or one of the others. I was like, yo, that's easily like $2 million. That one. This is the one.
Yeah, this is a Pueblo style house. I think this is the one. If I was going to get one, this would probably be the one that I'd want. And of course, this is significantly outside of my price range until we start making that internet money.
Yo, I'm saying like the one I like that one of the first ones that we showed with the two-car garage that had almost like the glass door in it. No, the first one, the one right, yeah, that one. I kind of like that kind of clear part of the garage door. I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah. All right, let's move into some content.
Yeah, explain yourself, please. Explain this.
So the next couple things we're going to talk about are holiday based, Christmas based.
It's the most wonderful
properties that are coming out. Yeah, of course. So so first up is the Hip Hop Nutcracker.
Why do you say it like
that? The Hip Hop Nutcracker. Because I want to emphasize the syllables.
Yeah, okay, got you.
So I'm going to go ahead and read to you what I found online, because Disney didn't come out with a ton about this.
Mm-hmm.
So here's what you got. Run DMC's Reverend Run brings us along for a hip-hop reimagining of the Nutcracker Ballet set in New York City.
Okay.
It's the night of the annual New Year's Eve block party, and Maria Clara's mom and pop aren't getting along, and it's bringing her down. Maria Clara embarks on a holiday adventure to bring her parents back together, finding help along the way from the magical toy maker Drosselmeyer, whom she brings to life. Maria Clara's journey takes her from the streets of New York to fantasy worlds where she battles with mice and toy soldiers, and back in time to the land of sweets in order to find the key to unlock Holiday Wish. Will it be enough to rekindle her parents' lost love before the clock strikes midnight? This special features best in class dancers Mikhail Barshnikov, Tiller Peck, Kida the Great, aka Kida Burns, the Jabberwockies as magical snowflakes, and more.
I like the Jabberwockies. Okay, I'm down. I mean, the whole thing, it sounds very this whole thing sounds very Sneakerella to me. If you don't know what Sneakerella is, it's it's kind of the reimagining of Cinderella with a kid from I guess the other side of the tracks meeting the daughter of a sneaker empire, and he has a dream of making shoes. His mom owned a shoe store, and his dream is to make shoes. And so he ends up, this whole thing happens where his fairy godmother, it's a guy, but if you see the movie, you'll understand what I'm talking about. That's what it sounds like to me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Next up, Best in Snow.
Do you have anything on this one?
I do. Oh. Best in Snow is a festive holiday special hosted by Titus Burgess, also known as Sebastian the Crab in the Broadway version of The Little Mermaid.
Okay.
Featuring teams from around the world transported to a magical snowy village, the Snow Dome, and thrown into a spirited competition to compete for the title of Best in Snow. With the help of Snow Dome's finest carvers, teams will transform their 10-foot, 20-ton blocks of snow into beautiful creations inspired by Pixar, Marvel, Walt Disney Animation, Walt Disney Studios, and the Muppet Studios. The teams will take family favorites such as Moana, Coco, and The Lion King and bring the characters to life in a way you've never seen before in snow.
Interesting.
Spectacular snow sculptures and lively musical performances from Titus Burgess Kermit the Frog, and
Nice.
DC Appella make this an action-packed winter event for the entire family.
Okay, because when you started that off, I thought it was going to be some sort of choir competition. But now with the ice, I'm down.
Yeah, I think that could be a lot of fun.
That sounds like an ABC special for sure.
Yeah, I think the last one and this one, as well as the next one we're going to talk about in a moment, I think these are going to probably be on ABC because it doesn't say Disney Plus; it just says Disney. Yeah. So that makes me think.
Like the Hip Hop Nutcracker sounds like it would be something like they might show it on ABC and then it'll be on Disney Plus. Like all these sound like they'll be on ABC and then on Disney Plus like the next day.
Yeah, I don't know about next day, but they will of course come to Disney Plus.
Yeah.
Next up, Pentatonix around the world for the holidays.
Now, if this is anything like the last Pentatonix holiday special, I'm down with that. I mean, I enjoyed the last one. It was kind of weird. I mean, it was in Vegas and everything, so I wasn't living here at the time, which kind of is disappointing. But but no, I'm definitely interested to see. The last one they did was pretty good.
So the show follows the superstar a cappella group as they work to find inspiration for their annual holiday album. So they're struggling to find inspiration for their holiday album.
And throughout the whole thing, we'll get a whole bunch of songs from their album.
Yes, and the clock is ticking. To make matters worse, their well-intentioned but misguided manager mistakenly locks them in a magic mailroom. But with the help of some Disney magic, we're soon on a whirlwind tour around the world, discovering holiday traditions and inspiration from Pentatonix fans all around the globe, from Tokyo to Grenada, Ghana to Mexico, and Iceland. The fun-filled journey leads the group to realize that wherever we find ourselves, the holidays offer the perfect opportunity to discover how much we have in common, and that it really is a small world after all.
You know what? I'm not gonna lie. That sounds very entertaining. That's a family friendly holiday special right there.
Yeah. Yeah, and as you already said, I'm sure that they will be singing songs along the way.
Yeah, they have to. It's the Pentatonix. I mean, they're not great. Trust me, they're not the greatest actors, but they are amazing singers.
Yes.
Yo, I am so excited right now.
The Santa Clauses.
I am so excited. Hey,
we have it.
Tim Allen's back.
Yes, and we have a trailer on this one, which was nice. Doesn't give terribly much away aside from the fact that he's ready to retire and looking for a new Santa Claus.
Yeah. In the trailer, Peyton Manning's there. That sounds like Peyton Manning is like, since he's retired, he's literally become one of my favorite people. Like he's hilarious.
Yes, and
I hope John Cena shows up in this one too. That would be, if John Cena shows up, that'd be awesome.
And Michael, of course, is happy that they brought back Bernard, as is probably any fan of the Santa Claus.
And then I'm trying to figure out. I want to know if the girl that was in the first few movies, the one who brings them the cocoa and stuff, like I hope she's in this. I hope like some of the other. I hope his son from the first couple movies is in this. I guess I'm not sure if that was his, because she called him Uncle Scott, but I think it was his ex-wife's daughter, with Neil. I hope kind of everybody kind of makes an appearance in this. That would be my hope for this.
Yeah, and I hope this is the last one.
Oh, I mean, I thought 3 was the last one, but I mean, I can understand why I mean, this will pretty much wrap it up. It looks like it's going to be like a little series, though.
I'm not sure. I was under the impression that this is a film, but I guess we'll see.
It looked like, I might have been mistaken, but it looked like it was a series. I could be mistaken, but
I guess we'll find out.
Yeah.
Next up, this one isn't obviously on the top of my list, but I know that there are
a ton of these fans.
Yeah, way too many fans.
Lucy, that's right. Lucy was the little girl, yeah.
So BTS, the Korean boy band, if you will,
K-pop band, man. Come on.
Permission to Dance on stage, LA. So this is it's evidently going to be a spectacle event for those of you that are BTS fans.
Yo, listen, if you weren't able to see their concert, this is probably the next best thing, because I know when they were out here, people, I still don't understand this. People were outside the stadium. People were outside of the stadium. They already had tickets for the show the night before, like sleeping in lawn chairs and stuff to see the show. I was like, yo, like, you got tickets. It's not like you're waiting for tickets. I could understand that if you were waiting for tickets and you wanted to be like first in line, cool. But the show is not till the next day and you already have tickets for it. So sleep in your own bed.
Yeah, and we've got Rabbit Fido, also known as Angel, checking in. BTS for life. For life.
If I see you at karaoke, you better be singing one of their songs then, if that's the case.
Yes. Again, not one of my favorite things, but I figured let's call it out.
Why not?
This one, on the other hand,
so excited.
A sequel follow-up to the film from like almost 20 years ago now, Enchanted. Now we get Disenchanted.
So excited.
You watched the trailer, I assume?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. I think this is going to be a fun one. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed Enchanted when it came out.
Yeah.
I think I probably wouldn't have cared to watch this so much maybe like 5 or 10 years ago, but I think now I'm like, okay, this could be fun.
Because I thought they were gonna do this a lot sooner, like you said, but with Amy Adams, Patrick Dempsey, and Idina Menzel and James Madison coming back, I was just like, oh, this is so nice. And then having Maya Rudolph join the cast, which I absolutely love Maya Rudolph. But I'm super excited. I am super excited for this film.
Yeah. On the other hand, I am not at all excited for this one. The Little Mermaid. We got a little teaser trailer of her swimming around, and
you didn't see her until like the very end of the thing. So
yes, and we get to hear her sing just a little bit of "Part of Your World," and I hated it.
Yeah, okay. This is where I must disagree with you. But I mean, also, I'm just a fan of her and her sister's music in general. So, Chloe and Halle, I'm a fan of their. I like, well, mostly their last album. I'm a big fan of. I've heard some of their earlier stuff, and I like it. But their last album, which Ungodly Hour, is probably one of my. It's not one of my favorite albums, but they got some definite songs on there I enjoy.
Yeah, I've never heard of them or listened to them before, and having heard this makes me not interested. I have a problem with Disney taking these classic films and turning them into live action, and especially like when we talk about Lion King, Little Mermaid, Beauty and the Beast, Aladdin. Those were staples of my youth. Like I was in that prime age where those
were the movies that we saw, like absolutely, in like first run.
Yeah. So I have a hard time with a lot of these.
I do. I like so Beauty and the Beast is probably like as of now like my least favorite. I love Emma Watson. I absolutely love her, but that was it was a struggle. I did enjoy. I mean, I did enjoy The Lion King, but I mean, basically, The Lion King was basically almost shot for shot, and just live action version of it. But it was like everything was pretty much the same. The only thing I was really upset about with Lion King, they had this lame version of Be Prepared. And I did actually. You know what? I did enjoy The Jungle Book. I did enjoy that one. But and I think so out of the ones they've done, Cinderella was good. I was almost expecting more music, and then Aladdin. I mean, I enjoyed Aladdin a lot, and not just because of Will Smith. I just Aladdin was one of my favorites when I was growing up, anyways.
You mean the King Slapper?
Yeah. The genie, the genie of slap.
Yes, if he doesn't like the wish you're asking for, slap.
Rick James.
We kind of briefly mentioned this one just a moment ago, but this one I am somewhat interested in, just because it's taking a look at a different story, and that is Mufasa, the Lion King.
I'm when I saw that posted, I was like, huh? Yes, maybe. I mean, it has to be a younger Mufasa. I don't think
it is. So it's about him and Taka, or futurely known as Scar. It's about them growing up and living their lives.
I'm sorry, wait, he had a name?
Yes. Scar was not always his name.
Oh, I didn't realize that was a nickname.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I mean, he's got, obviously, and I'm sure
Scar. Yeah, it'll probably happen in this film, but yeah, no, okay. I didn't realize that. I thought his name was actually Scar. I didn't realize he had another name, but yeah, I am super juiced. I kind of hope James Earl Jones makes an appearance towards the end of the film as the voice,
or if he voices Mufasa's father.
Oh, maybe that could be interesting.
Yeah, I agree, though. I do think James Earl Jones needs to be involved in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah, I mean, because not only did he do, which I thought that was really cool. He was like the only one they actually brought back from the original film. But yeah, no, I've always loved James Earl Jones' voice. I mean, that goes back to Star Wars. Yeah, Mufasa was a great character. I definitely would. I'm excited to see his kind of origin story, if you will.
Yeah, I think it could be fun. I think it could be a lot of fun. And
hey, question: do you know if is Jon Favreau involved in that?
He, I'm sure, is still going to be on as like an executive producer or something, but he is not going to be back in the director's chair.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I'm going to let you go ahead and tell us about this next one.
Oh, yo. I really need to see more about this, but I like Peter Pan. I like Wendy. Man. Okay. But I think this could be very interesting. Not a whole lot about it as of now. It's just literally it's going to be a live action version of Peter Pan and Wendy. So I'm kind of interested to see why they're putting it on Disney Plus, and I mean, they did just recently drop Pinocchio onto Disney Plus. So between the live action, I wonder if they're gonna maybe change it up a little bit. But this picture, obviously, I'm not sure if the ship is flying or whatnot at this point, but it looks like there will be some shenanigans as far as Peter Pan and Wendy goes. Yeah. Oh, there you are. Cool. I was like, I don't know what else to say.
Yes, we had Michael chime in. Did you already call that out?
No. I feel like they're going to try and do too much with the Little Mermaid. I don't know if they're going to try and do too much. I think I'm not sure exactly what they're going to do with it. If they, you know what, I one of the things I do hope they add, I kind of hope they add the songs that involve King. Like there's only like one song that involves King Triton in the Broadway show. I kind of hope they bring that into the film. I really hope they do. And we only catch a little small glimpse of Flounder we only catch a very small glimpse of him as she's swimming up, and so we see a fish swimming behind, but we don't get a real good look at him. So I'm interested to see what Flounder looks like. I'm definitely interested to see what Sebastian looks like. King Triton, the sisters. I want to know what Atlantica looks like.
Scuttle.
So, oh yeah, Scuttle. Hopefully, it doesn't look like one of those seagulls from Finding Nemo. But actually, that could be kind of funny if they kind of have the seagulls from Finding Nemo just kind of off in the distance. But yeah,
mine.
Yeah, no, I mean, but absolutely, I'm interested to see. I don't know who they cast as Prince Eric, so I want to see what his castle looks like. I kind of want to see what that whole. So that's the thing that's interesting.
Are you hoping for the phallic imagery?
Oh no, I know we're not going to get that because that's yeah. If you have the original covers or posters, you know what we're talking about. But yeah, I'm really hoping. I want to see what Atlantica looks like. I want to see what Prince Eric's castle looks like. I'm really interested to see "Kiss the Girl." That's one of my favorite. That's one of my favorite songs. One of my favorite scenes that they created for a Disney movie. So yeah, really interested to see that.
I guess I could let you talk on this one as well, because I think you're probably super stoked.
I am, and I'm not.
Percy Jackson and the Olympians.
So it looks like it's going to be a series, which I'm okay with. The only thing is that it looks a lot like they use the same set for the for this show as they did the films, which I'm not 100% upset about, but the films were awful at best. I mean, and because this is one of the first...
I think you need to let everybody know, kind of preface that you were a huge fan of the books.
Yeah, that's probably also one of the reasons why I'm a huge fan of the books. I like the original series. The second part of the series is also very good. Then they actually even had like another spin-off series of that. But yeah, the movie, I only watched the first movie. I know Sea of Monsters, I think, is on Disney Plus now. I might have to just sit down and grin and bear it, but just so I can fully have an opinion. But yeah, the first movie was nowhere near. I mean, they had snippets of the book, but nowhere near like what it could have been and what it should have been. I now, like this, after watching this movie, I understood why people who liked Harry Potter were upset with some of the books, but this was worse. Like the Harry Potter movies were actually good. These were not. And that was very disappointing to me.
Well, and bear in mind, that's perceptional, right? Because Harry Potter, like true hardcore, like Harry Potter book fans that didn't like the films probably had the same feeling as you.
Yeah, I guess because and also that's also probably because I didn't read the Harry Potter books really. I saw the films and I talked to people who are Harry Potter fans, and they were like the one. But mind you, the Harry Potter fans were also the ones who read the books, who are also like the first ones in line at like the midnight premieres for the movies. So
yeah. That is very true. I definitely don't think Percy Jackson is something we will see them convert into anything in the parks.
I doubtful. If we see anything, it might be in Florida, and it might be at the only place I can see him really throwing it is in maybe some place in Animal Kingdom.
Now, I would say this next one, I think I could absolutely...
Oh, actually, time out. Sorry, rewind. Yes, the reason I would say Animal Kingdom too is because they deal with mythical creatures in it, and there was originally in Animal Kingdom there was supposed to be like the real animals, and then and they've kind of done it with Avatar, but there's also supposed to be a section with like mythical creatures, so like dragons and Pegasuses and minotaurs, those kind of things. So.
And coming from someone who didn't read the Percy books, Mike Marshall checking in, I wasn't a fan of the movie and was always confused why people always thought they were so good.
I never heard anybody say those were good. Those were good, but okay.
Yeah, I've never seen them and clearly have no interest. So um, I likely won't watch them and I likely won't watch the new thing, but you know, things could change. Who knows?
Yeah.
But going back to like Disney rides, park rides, this next one, I could definitely see them finding a way to turn this uh, film or series, this series, or the previous two films that this series had into a ride, and it being a lot of fun. They did it with Indiana Jones. I think they could do it with National Treasure.
You know what? National Treasure, I could see it being more of an attraction, not a ride. I could see that being something almost kind of an extended walkthrough type ride, like kind of not really on the same base, but kind of like Rise of the Resistance, but
So
not
like, okay, I get
almost.
you.
Yeah,
But
almost an escape room type deal.
we did get a teaser trailer
Yeah,
for this, which gave a lot of
really.
information finally. And man, I am really excited for this series.
It looks like the Gates got a family on that's gonna give them a run for their money. Oh, Mark, I got it for the next movie. She has to join the Gates family, and something that both of them have to come together to make the next thing work.
There's still talks of another National Treasure movie, so they could very well use this as a setup to do that.
Because I mean, watching the trailer was like, I was like, yo, that could be really good, because it doesn't look like Nicolas Cage or nobody from their films is in this. So,
did you watch the trailer?
wait, was that
So throughout the beginning of the trailer, the old man was the CIA or FBI agent that was chasing down.
The Templar.
Yeah.
Oh, is that him? I was watching it on my phone. So
yeah, and then at the end of the trailer, we see, and I can't remember the character's name, but yeah, Riley. There we go. He has a very brief moment at the end of the trailer.
Oh, okay.
So
yeah,
you need to go back and rewatch, I guess.
I'll have to watch it on my tablet because I was watching it on my phone. But yeah,
you should do that.
Okay, but yeah, no, I'm interested.
Let's move into some Star Wars stuff, shall we?
Yep, we shall.
We got a new trailer for Andor.
Listen, if Andor is as good or better than Rogue One, I'm good.
Well, just about everyone that was in Rogue One seems like they're going to be in this.
Yeah, so Rogue One is probably like outside of the Skywalker trilogy, Skywalker saga, not trilogy, Skywalker saga. Rogue One is like my favorite Star Wars film.
Well, and Rogue One is better than some of the films in the Skywalker saga. So
yeah, so I mean, but like, so Rogue One is like, so when I heard Andor, and then I actually kind of got a glimpse of what it was, and I heard it was like a prequel of Rogue One, I was like, yeah, I'm in.
Yeah, I agree 100%. I love this trailer. I love seeing Saw Gerrera. I love seeing Mon Mothma. I think it's going to be a really good series. I think it's going to be the thing I'm most interested in is that on the 21st, which is when the series premieres, they're going to drop 3 episodes.
So this better be like a good 10 or something.
Yeah, I could go look, but I'm not going to.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know why they're dropping 3 at once unless it takes 3 episodes to truly establish what's going on, or
either that or they're trying. I mean, because like when I don't know if they're not competing against anything because whatchamacallit's already on. They dropped 2 episodes their first night. Power Rings of Power or whatever dropped two episodes, but you're not competing against that due to the fact that you're 2 totally completely different things. So
yeah. So I'm not sure what the purpose for dropping all 3 at once. I'll take it. Don't get me wrong.
No,
But
absolutely. Take it.
I don't necessarily like having to wait a week to see the next episode because it's very easy to fall behind in that regard, as we'll talk about in a little bit with you.
Yeah.
So next up we've got
so excited.
Tales of the Jedi, animated series done in the same style of Clone Wars and Bad Batch.
Oh my goodness. This is what caught my attention because I was on YouTube and I was trying to look up something earlier and this was like right at the top of my feed and I was like, yo, what? And because you see a Mace Windu and you see a very young Count, or well, I guess at this point he's a Jedi Knight, Dooku, who obviously he's already kind of dark, but at least from the trailer. But man, I'm so excited to see kind of how he turns. You see Ahsoka as a baby. You see Yoda younger with her. White hair, but he had hair, and so yeah, I'm interested. I'm interested in this.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a lot of fun. Obviously, of course, bringing back Mace. I think in what we're seeing in the live action stuff that's going on, I still have a feeling we may get an appearance by Samuel L. as Mace at some point.
Yeah, because it doesn't say. Yeah, he lost his hand. Yes, but I mean, and he got thrown from the Jedi Temple, but he's a Jedi, so he could have survived that. And I think somewhere in the comics they kind of talk about it, but if you're not a fan, if you don't really keep up with the comics you probably might not know who voices Mace. I have no idea because I know it's not Samuel L. Jackson. It's another guy.
Terrence C. Carson.
He does a great job. Don't get me wrong. I mean, he's not Samuel L., but he does a great job.
Well, and Samuel L. did do voiceover for the Clone Wars. I think the original. It was only a couple.
Film.
Yeah, the original film.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, he. I don't imagine is going to be doing this.
Yeah.
Then again, it's only 6 episodes.
Oh, and they look like they're almost kind of separate episodes. They don't look like it. Kind of didn't seem like they were connected. I'm sure they somehow are, but yeah, I'm interested to see this. I like this. Plus, we have season 2 of Bad Batch coming. So,
speaking of other seasons of things, we got our first teaser trailer of season 3 of The Mandalorian.
So good.
Yes, I am excited as well. I enjoyed the trailer. You are a clan of 2, and clearly we're going to get back to Mandalore.
Yeah,
that's going to happen. We've got Bo-Katan in the trailer. We've got,
is Sasha Banks back?
I heard she's not going to be involved anymore. But
sad if she's not.
I can take it or leave it. It really doesn't matter to me.
I'm just a fan of her.
Well, you keep fanboying. I'm sure we're going to see her soon. So, not soon enough. I thought we would see her when they did the females tag team tournament, but
I kind of figured. I think it. Yeah, I think hopefully if her and Naomi come back, I hope it's soon. But yeah, right now I think they're really pushing that Bailey trio. But anyways, that's beside the point. Let's get back to Star Wars.
Yes. Well, and actually, we're done with Star Wars. Let's switch gears and let's talk about some Pixar stuff. First up,
Pixar has thrown me.
Elemental.
It has thrown me. the last couple films Pixar's put out, it's thrown me.
Well, let me tell you a little bit about Elemental.
Yeah, let
In
me
a
know.
city where fire, water, land, and air residents live together, a
Okay.
fiery young woman and a go with the flow guy are about to discover something elemental, how much they actually have in common.
Okay. Okay, we got a little love story going on. I feel it. Feel it. And then yeah, when you said that, it was very Avatar.
Yeah.
This kind of has a Zootopia feel. With because like Zootopia had the predators and then yeah, plant eaters kind of living together. So but this I could feel it.
And I don't know how much I agree with you here, Michael. Sounds like they're trying to capture some of the last
Nah,
Airbender. I don't think so.
no, I don't think they are. I think it's pretty much like the main thing is like Avatar has its own fan base, but I think there's a major crossover between if you liked Avatar, you like Disney. It's just kind of it kind of just happens.
I don't even know if that's necessarily true, but okay, sure.
I just think there's. I mean, I'm a fan of both. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of fans of both. I think Tyrus is a fan of both, who's one of our regular listeners. There's a lot of people that I know that enjoyed Avatar, Last Airbender, enjoyed Legends of Korra, who also enjoyed Pixar and Disney. So I mean,
Okay, sure. Also announced at D23 a sequel to Inside Out, and the only major voice that sounds like will be returning is Amy Poehler.
if Lewis Black isn't back, I know.
Was not confirmed. I'm not saying that he won't be, but it does sound like for sure that Mindy Kaling won't be back and Bill Hader won't be back.
Who are they? Oh,
I
Bill Hader was Fear, right?
Mhm.
And Mindy Kaling was Disgust or
uh,
Sadness.
I can't remember.
Doesn't matter. Regardless, so the only way this film really will work for me is if Riley. It has to be Riley, and it has to be Riley older.
Well, it sounds like the sequel will pick up when Riley is a teenager, likely dealing with all the messy complication emotions that come with being an adolescent.
Okay.
And it also sounds like the movie will also introduce some new emotions beyond the five we saw in the first movie.
Yeah. What?
Yeah.
Oh. Interesting. Oh. Love. Um. We had fear, sadness, anger, disgust, joy. Yeah, I mean, huh? Okay, all right, I'm down. I
Yeah.
mean, I mean, mainly, I just need Lewis Black as anger because that was just too good. Because you had
Yeah.
this kind of raunchy comedian doing a Disney film. It was like too good.
I mean, it wasn't the first time, won't be the last.
No.
And love, jealousy. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah. I
This
agree with
next
that, Mike.
one seems kind of interesting. This is Elio.
Is
And
this? Sorry.
Go ahead.
Continue. No, I was gonna say, is this kind of a way that Pixar is going with the kind of animated, the animation, computer animation kind of thing they have going on right now?
I guess maybe I don't.
This kind of reminds me of one of their Spark shorts, like some of
Yeah,
the stuff they're doing with the Spark shorts.
yeah, I suppose it's possible. This one, so I can tell you that America Ferrera has been attached to this one,
I love
and
her.
so this is about an 11-year-old boy who finds himself transported across the galaxy and is mistaken for the intergalactic ambassador for the planet Earth.
Yes. Oh man, that's boy, got pressure on you now.
Yeah. So You know, it sounds like typical cute Pixar, so could be fun. Could be. It doesn't sound like it'll be sad like Wally or anything like that.
Wally
Um,
wasn't sad.
bro,
Wally wasn't really sad to me.
bro,
Up was sad.
Up was absolutely sad.
There's definitely been some more sad films. I think this might bring to light some of the injustices, if you will, on planet Earth. But um, I think this could be a very interesting film.
Sure, sure, sure.
I love America Ferrera, so
Yes, I enjoyed her in Superstore. I
I've
don't.
loved her since Ugly Betty
I'm sure. I'm sure.
and Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants.
Next up, we've got Win or Lose. This is being done. It is Pixar's first series, and it's interesting because the animation style is it very much reminds me of like almost a Wallace and Gromit.
Yeah,
And according to
it looks very claymation like.
we've got the Diaz Media Group checking in, and they're saying that there are no injustices on planet Earth.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think there should have been a winking smiley face rather than just a. But yeah, I loved Wallace and Gromit, so I like that animation style, even though I know this isn't claymation. And I did a little research on this one as well. So this is Win or Lose. The story will follow a middle school softball team in the week leading up to their championship game, and each episode is told from the perspective of a different character.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
and I'm not being inflammatory, am I? Well, I guess I could just go take some acetaminophen.
Is who's the coach in this? Who's voicing the coach?
I don't know. I haven't heard, but I could definitely see somebody like
Because that kind of like a Bill Hader or something.
yeah. Let me see if I have anything else on that. No, I don't right now. I'm sure we'll find out in the near future who's
no
who's
worries.
going to be doing
Yeah,
the voices. But
I could definitely see like a Gabrielle Union working on this show. I could see like a Bill Hader working on this show. I could see uh I see a young girl that appears to be maybe of Asian descent. Maybe Aquafina might do. I don't know. There's a lot of people who have done stuff for Disney in the past, so I'm interested to see who they pull out for this one.
so you're just kind of throwing darts at a wall.
Really, I'm just throwing darts at a wall. I could see these people being in it, but if they're not, it's not that big of a deal. But I could definitely see them being involved.
This next one, the image is super interesting here, and this is I have no idea how to pronounce it appropriately, so I apologize. Iwaju.
That sounds about right. I think that might be right. But when I looked at the little preview for or the little synopsis that I saw, it's in what was it? What is this? It's a futuristic version of
Lagos, Nigeria.
Lagos, Nigeria. Yeah, I'm really interested. I'm really interested to see kind of where this goes too.
Yeah, evidently the series is going to explore the class systems, innocence, and challenging the status quo.
Yeah, I mean, because she definitely looks it looks like a younger sister who's dragging her brother along and is very excited. And he's like, "Yo, we're not supposed." It has kind of a look of like, "We're not supposed to be here. Where are you taking me?" Type deal.
Yeah. Well, and it's also interesting looking at and according to Diaz Media Group, thank you for checking in. Will Forte is playing Coach Dan in Win or Lose.
Okay.
So that could be fun. I enjoy Will Forte.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think I caught the futuristic part initially when I looked at this image, and I just saw like flying cars and stuff like that. I'm like, what is going on here?
Yeah.
And a lizard with a shirt on with a glowing tail. So, I think this could absolutely be interesting. I would have loved for it to be an animated series that took place in Wakanda to get more like background on like the Wakandans and their
I think
society.
that's what we have. Well, that's what kind of I think Ironheart is gonna take care of that as far as like, but it's gonna be a live live action series?
It won't, but nice try. So Ironheart does not take place in Wakanda. So
I think they introduce her. At least it seems like they introduce her in.
Try again
Wakanda
later.
Forever.
Next up, we have Wish.
So the story of the Wishing Star, how the Wishing Star came to be.
So Wish centers on Asha, which is played by the girl who played Anita in the recent version of West Side Story.
Okay.
A 17-year-old who sees a darkness in her kingdom that no one else does. So in a moment of despair, she makes a passion plea to the stars. The answer to Asha's wish is an actual star that falls from the sky to help her on her journey.
Okay.
So this is being done by the same team that wrote Frozen.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so we'll see. Could be great. Could be hot garbage. Who knows? You never know these days.
Is this that's going to be in films and in theaters?
Yes, I assume so. It sounds like it. Next up, let's talk about some video games that were announced at D23. First up is Disney's Illusion Island, and this is a Nintendo Switch exclusive that you'll get to play as the Fab Four, Mickey, Minnie, Donald, and Goofy. And it is a multiplayer game where you have the ability to team up with 3 other players online, or if you have 4 players in your house. So this one to me seems like it could be. It seems like it could be a fun one. I've always enjoyed the Disney games that revolve around Mickey and Land of Illusion and other things in the past. So watching the trailer, I was not terribly impressed. I don't love this animation style that they're doing these days. But what can you do? Hopefully they'll get it through their skulls that we hardcore Disney fans don't love this. And eventually we'll bring it back. And evidently Diaz Media Group likes the stylized Mickey Mouse artwork. If you haven't watched, there are a ton of new Mickey shorts that do use this animation style specifically. So please check those out. They're on Disney Plus. You can also find a lot of them on YouTube. So the one thing I will say, and I think James would agree with me here, I like that they made the change to Goofy.
Thank God.
Yeah, because Goofy in the new shorts that they've been doing looks like a dope fiend. And
so horrible. I'm not a huge fan. I'm not a huge fan of this animation style, but I mean the game could be kind of fun. No,
but yeah, I don't have a Nintendo Switch, nor am I going to get one just for this.
No, no.
If they eventually release it on Xbox, then I'll probably get it then.
Yeah, PS4 maybe.
Speaking of games,
yes,
Tron Identity.
Well, I kind of need to see a little bit more first, but I'm about that life.
So it's already available for pre-order on Steam. It sounds like it's going to be primarily a PC-based game. So something has been taken. Enter a new grid and forge alliances via visual novel gameplay, uncovering truths through identity disc puzzles. Make critical decisions and plot your own course in a world without a creator.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so I think it could be fun. It doesn't necessarily sound like something super up my alley.
It sounds like a puzzle game, definitely, but
yeah. But this next one, not only, but superbly because of the fact of the game creator attached to it, and that game creator being Niantic. We have talked about Niantic games many times on the show.
Yeah.
World of Heroes, Marvel, your superhero journey begins in 2023.
I've already pre-registered for this game, so yeah.
Yeah. So just a little bit of background that was out there. Marvel World of Heroes is an AR mobile game that brings the iconic Marvel universe into the real world and is
Nice.
scheduled to launch globally in 2023 as the first Marvel game where players become their own unique Marvel superhero. Marvel World of Heroes breaks new ground by extending gameplay into the real world as only Niantic games can do. And now I understand why they stopped doing Harry Potter, because now they have this.
They were like, "Oh, yeah, let's Harry Potter. We're gonna yeah, put you to the side. We're gonna go ahead and work with Marvel on this one."
And the Harry Potter one was interesting.
I never actually I never picked that one up, but
Yeah, I played
I
it a
heard.
little bit, but this one is going to be fun. And that, Scott over at DS Media Group says, him as a superhero, the world is doomed. And I want to know, are you going to have the ability to choose to be a villain?
Yeah, I
Because
mean,
if
the
you think
thing
about
is
the
remember the original game?
Ingress by
Yeah,
Niantic, you had the ability to choose a faction, blue or green,
right.
and compete. And so I would love to see this game have that ability to choose if you want to be a superhero or a villain
Sheesh. Yeah, yeah, that could be very interesting.
and compete with other people from the other faction in the real world. That
Yeah, I mean, because that's kind of what Ingress was. I mean, it was literally we were trying to take portals. There we were basically trying to take over these portals and make sure we had run of them and connect them to other portals that were near. And so that would make total sense from what the map kind of looked like in this. That makes total sense.
yeah. So this one I think could be a ton of fun. I'm very much looking forward to it. Um, I have not pre-ordered, but I didn't even know it was available, so I will definitely.
Yeah, it's you need to go to marvelwoh.com, and that will get you the website that you can register
I will do
through.
that. I
Yeah.
will. How about this one? Marvel's Snap.
I'm interested. I'm not as much as the last one, but I watched the little trailer they had for it, and it looks like it could be a fun kind of waste of time, not waste of time game, but kind of one of those when you're like, I'm good.
Yeah, and I don't know. I don't. I'll let you watched it, and I think you probably know a little bit more info on it. So tell the people what it's about.
All right. So basically, from what I gathered, it looks kind of like they said it a solitaire, but it looks like you need to have a combination of cards, and you will put them up against another. It could be just what do you call it, a NPC type character who's not actually there, just kind of throws cards out there. There will probably be a PvP type situation on here, which is player versus player, if you don't know the lingo. But it looks like it could be a lot of fun. It looks like there's a number of different cards from like ultimates to like classics to they had the I think one of the card setups was the guardian. They like, would you like to see what the Guardians of the Galaxy would look like in 8-bit? Those cards are kind of available. So I think there's different. I think there's different cards for each character. I think you can combine cards. You'll be able to end up combining cards to make them more powerful, of course, if you get repeat cards. But overall, I think it could be very interesting to see kind of where it goes.
Yeah,
So.
unfortunately, I think I could see this as like almost a time waster game.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. I was gonna say a time waster game, but I was like, I don't know if it's really a time waster. But yeah, it could definitely be the new Angry Birds, if you will.
Yeah, yeah, and I feel like it's almost obviously high powered rock paper scissor.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like I said, like I said, in the trailer they talk about it being like a game of solitaire, which I was kind of like, solitaire is boring. I mean, not boring. I mean, yeah, solitaire is a definite time waster on the computer. I remember wasting many hours playing solitaire on my PC.
It was free
But
cell for me.
oh yeah, but like I think this is one of those. It could be fun. I mean, just the collection of cards that you can get could be interesting, but
Yeah.
we'll
This
see.
this next game, which is unnamed to this point, is probably the one that I am most amped for. And we have a tag
Oh,
name. We have a tag for the game: 4 heroes, 2 worlds, 1 war.
yeah.
And the basic premise on this one, it includes 4 different superheroes in a World War II storyline. The teaser trailer showed Captain America and Black Panther, along with soldier Gabriel Jones, who's a member of the Howling.
Commandos.
Yes, and Nanali, who's from Wakanda,
Oh, okay.
and the game doesn't have any title.
Hmm.
There was a panel at D23 that went a little bit more in depth into the game, which I have not had the opportunity to watch yet.
Yeah.
Um, and you originally seemed to be very confused by this game.
I was, because I was like, I didn't understand. But then when we talk like we normally do before the show, you were like, Black Panther could have existed during that time, and that Black Panther absolutely would have existed at that time. So then I was like, oh yeah, duh, that makes sense.
Yeah, my suspicion is obviously this is going to be the main villain. I assume is going to be Red Skull. It's going to be around the Hydra, and so very easily I could see Black Panther looking out for the best interests of the Wakandans to try and stop this evil
Yeah,
known as the Nazis and Hydra
and Hydra,
from
yeah.
taking over the world, because eventually they would
They
come
they
to.
would stumble upon. Yeah. No,
So
I mean, yeah. Once we kind of talked about, I was like, oh yeah, that makes a little bit more sense. And I didn't realize that guy was a part of the Howling Commandos, but he's with Captain America, so that absolutely makes sense too.
yeah, so I think this one is going to be like a lot of fun. I'm super interested in it. I know this sounds terrible, but I love World War II based games. I'm not a huge first person shooter, but when there's
That
a
doesn't sound
game that
horrible.
when there's a game that revolves around World War II, and especially getting to take out Nazis and stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. I kind of hope it. There's a part of me that kind of hopes it's can be a third person, because, like I said, I'm not good at first person shooters, and it doesn't seem like Black Panther would be something that somebody you could really use in a first person format.
Yeah, I don't think this would be a first person at all. I'm just saying,
The ones that they have had, yeah,
yeah.
I understand.
So yeah, I think this one is probably the one that I am most hyped up about, except for Midnight Suns.
Oh man, yo, when they
And we got the full lineup
oh
of
bro,
characters.
I thought it, like, when I saw the original lineup of characters, I was like,
We only saw
all
like
right.
5 people originally.
Yeah, but I was like, I was okay with that, because I mean that, like, it was talking about, it said like the Midnight Sun. I was like, okay, these are kind of darker characters within like the Marvel realm. But then when they released this with the new that new Iron Man suit looks raw. You got Captain America's new suit looks raw.
Captain
Captain
Marvel,
Marvel.
Doctor Strange,
Yeah, Doctor Strange's outfit looks ridiculous. Who else is in there?
Magic.
Oh yeah, Magic. I was about to say that's not Storm, I know, but
No, ultimately this
yeah,
game, this trailer hit hard. Looks like it's going to be amazing. Looks like it's probably got a really good storyline. And of course, the team that you have assembled of characters that you can play as. The only
you
thing
do.
I don't know is it, as you're playing through the game, are you in different chapters or levels where you can only play as this character, or is it going to be you could play the entire game as Wolverine?
There's a part of me. There's a part of me that thinks, you know what? Actually, there's probably a part like you can choose who you really want to play with, but I think, and you know, have a kind of a team, but there'll also be some kind of synergy type deal that goes along into it. Like, so if you put certain people together, their powers work better together. Kind of like in Marvel Ultimate Alliance. Yeah.
Which I didn't love those games, to be honest.
I liked the first one. The second one I was not too thrilled by. I did not like the second one seemed to be very meh.
Yeah. This one I think is going to be a great game, and what I love that they're doing is some prequel short cartoons to kind of set up the story.
Yeah.
And we got an intro teaser there on what this will be, and it very much this trailer felt almost X-Men '97, like where near the end of the trailer you had the two sides going up against each other.
Yeah,
and,
yeah, very much so.
But I definitely enjoyed the trailer. I think I'm going to enjoy watching these shorts leading up to playing that game.
Is that going to be one of those you have to watch or is it going to be like you should have probably watched these trailers, these shorts before you?
I mean, naturally, right?
That's probably one of the reasons they're releasing them.
Yeah, anybody who's going to play the game that's super stoked on playing the game is going to watch those. So.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm sure it's not mandatory. Like you could play the game without having seen those and probably feel perfectly fine, but I'll bet it just will create so much more to the story if you have.
Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Are you doing okay over there? Your eyes are rolling in the back of your head.
No, I just had a scratch. My head was itchy.
Oh, okay. This next one, we're leaving the games, and now let's talk about Marvel content that was announced. And that was kind of my segue. Did you like that? How we did some Marvel games, and now we're going to move into Marvel
I like
movies and television shows.
That was good.
And actually, before we talk about Marvel movies and television shows, first we've got to talk about a Marvel Studios special presentation. Werewolf by Night.
I'm confused. Honestly, I have no real feelings for this as of now, but I'll probably end up watching it, but I'm kind of like, huh?
I mean, the character werewolf is not terribly used a ton in the Marvel universe. If this is a one-off and they aren't ever going to use them again for anything, then I think it's kind of a throwaway. I get it. It's good timing to do a Halloween kind of horror story. But also it kind of plays into the future with bringing in, as we already have with the Black Knight, or bringing in Blade.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's like if you're definitely going to introduce us to a new character, this is the way to do it. I like the campiness of the black and white filming. I like the campiness of the trailer. So, I'm gonna probably end up watching it anyways. So
and as Diaz Media Group, Scott says, I like the poster, and I think Scott, this would probably be something right up your alley. I think you would enjoy this. It feels very 40s, 50s horror film kind of.
Yeah, it's kind of had the Nosferatu feel.
Yeah, Nosferatu, or Dracula, or Creature from the Black Lagoon. Yeah, exactly.
I was like, come on, man. It's so kind of it's very niche
I think
of the horror genre. I think it's good.
I don't think you have to be a Marvel fan to potentially enjoy this.
I think you just kind of have to like those old kind of camp films that they came out with. So, but I think but again, I think like we said, I think this might end up tying into something later on. So that's why I will watch it.
Yeah, you have to, unfortunately.
That's why all those people complaining about She-Hulk need to watch it, because it's going to tie into something later.
Well, yeah. And with this one, I I could be wrong, but I suspect you probably don't have to have any background knowledge on the Marvel universe to watch.
Oh, yeah, absolutely not. I think this one is one of those you can just kind of watch, and yeah, that's why it's a special presentation. I think if you are a fan of the Marvel universe, I think this will have tie-ins to the Marvel universe, but I don't think it's going to be anything where like you can't just sit down and enjoy a just a fun kind of Halloween, kind of fun, scary Halloween movie.
Yeah, I agree.
Scary.
I think it'll be fun.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
one, on the other hand, man, the trailer was banging. Secret
Yes.
Invasion.
Yo, but I was kind of confused because apparently Maria Hill's been she's been trying to get a hold of Nick Fury, and I was like, "Yo, wait, oh, that's right. You could have still been here. They just Krill used your likeness as a distraction."
Yes, because as you will recall, he did leave Earth in Far From Home.
Yeah,
So quite a long time ago, after the events of Endgame.
yeah.
So
Actually, he might have been gone. He might have been gone right before Endgame.
Yeah. So he's been gone for a while.
Because I think the last time we actually saw him, the last time we actually saw Nick Fury
Was when he got dusted.
Yeah, before he pressed the button to get Captain Marvel.
Yep.
Yeah.
So he definitely came back after the blip.
Yeah.
But
he's like, they don't know I'm back. Time to take a vacation.
Yeah, right.
Tahiti's very nice this time of year.
Yeah, I love the fact that we're going to see a ton of people in this series.
Yeah.
Obviously Don Cheadle, Maria Hill, I'm sorry, Rhodey, Cody Rhodes.
Cody Rhodes. Wow.
Sorry, Rhodey. We're gonna see. I can't remember his name. The agent from the Black Panther film. We saw him briefly in the trailer.
Oh yeah. I know you're talking about.
So there's going to be a lot of characters.
The one white guy in Black Panther.
Yes. There's going to be a lot of cameos here, so I think that's going to be a ton of fun. And Nick Fury is one of my favorite characters in the MCU overall. So
absolutely. Yeah, when they made the new Nick Fury, and I saw it was a black bald guy, I was like, "Yo, that's Samuel Jackson like written all over it." And then when he actually was cast as, I was like, "Yes, too perfect."
Absolutely, and of course that will lead into Armor Wars, where Rhodey, Don Cheadle's character, will be leading a series finally.
Thank God.
We don't know anything more about it other than just really that.
I'm okay with that, though.
Which we already knew that this series was coming. This was announced a while ago, but it does have a new logo, and that does
this new logo.
Yeah, it's simplistic, but it also gives you that feel for the
that Iron Man suit.
Yeah. So I think it'll be fun. This one though blew me away when they finally announced the lineup for the Thunderbolts. And I don't know if I don't think you've seen, but when Kevin Feige was introducing this, he was talking about how there's the Avengers who have that higher moral, ethical kind of standards that they try to operate within. But right now, they're not really available. And so you've got to kind of deal with a little bit more of a ragtag group. And that leads us to the Thunderbolts. And I love this lineup. Obviously, you've got Julia Louis-Dreyfus, who's likely going to become Madam Viper.
Hydra.
Starts off as Madam Viper, but if I think we may see a rise of Hydra again through this film. But you've got Ghost, you've got the Red Guardian, you've got Yelena Belovia, or however it's pronounced, Florence Pugh, back as the I guess she's the new
Black Widow.
Yeah. The one that I was surprised about that I was not expecting at all.
Yeah, seeing Winter Soldier in there.
Yes, Winter Soldier. Of course, you've got U.S. Marshal and Taskmaster.
That's very interesting.
Yeah,
Taskmaster's such a kind of, he's so.
Well, first of all, Taskmaster's not a he. If you recall the events of Black Widow, Taskmaster's a woman.
Yeah, but Taskmaster's such a weird character to. Here, let me pull that out.
Yeah, so I like this lineup. I think this could be again a ton of fun, and of course
now,
I think
this is going to be a film, correct?
Thunderbolts. Yeah, it is in essence an Avenger-esque film.
Yeah.
So where it goes, I couldn't tell you, but I think the lineup is solid. The only thing that's missing is Ross, Red Hulk.
Except he is
the actor who played him has passed, but he may have already filmed everything for it.
He could have. I mean, they could also. I mean, if they really wanted to go weird with it, they could do some CGI stuff, but or deep fake type stuff. But I think they'll probably let it go. And if they do Red Hulk type deal, it'll just be that'll have like some kind of reference to it.
Yeah.
Like so, because I've heard something about a Planet Hulk, but I don't know if that's going to be legit or not.
World War Hulk?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, I've heard about that, and that may happen, and it would make a ton of sense. We have Hulk, Smart Hulk, but we also have She-Hulk, who's now been introduced, and likely sounds like Red Hulk will get introduced. So a World War Hulk could happen.
Yeah.
And speaking of She-Hulk, episode 4 dropped on Thursday, and as we have been doing for the last couple of weeks, we've been doing a little bit deep dive review on the episode because we enjoy watching it here. And James, did you love this episode 4?
Okay, I apologize. This week, this is probably the only week this will happen. I've been dealing with some outside stuff, as well as I had training this week, and so somehow in the kerfuffle of things, like that word, kerfuffle, I was like, I missed this. How did I miss this?
I don't know, since it came out Thursday at midnight, so you've had basically 3 days to watch this.
Yeah, but again, I just said somehow in everything, I just lost track of it, and so yes, I watched last week's episode, and I started watching this week's episode. I got about, I'd probably say a little less than halfway through, but so far, hey, Wong's back. It's all good.
Well, we're going to talk about the episode, and I love this new art that they dropped with She-Hulk and Megan Thee Stallion from episode 3.
Stallion. Yes, that was awesome.
Dropping it like it's hot.
Drop it like it's hot.
So the episode starts off, and we have this gentleman who's doing a magic show, if you will.
A lame magic show.
Yes, he is a very poor magician, but ultimately ends up bringing a girl on stage who we come to know as Madison, with 2 N's, and the Y isn't where you'd expect it.
Yeah.
And he proceeds to put on a sling ring.
Yeah.
And
wait a minute, bro.
And creates a portal, and
we don't know where, but apparently she falls into some goblin realm.
Yeah, she goes into the portal, evidently, and we find out later through the episode that she indeed was quite possibly in hell, and made a deal with the devil potentially to come back to Earth. And when she gets sent back to Earth, she gets sent back to Kamar-Taj to hang out with Wong. And
messed up his TV night, bruh.
Seriously. Well, because she was given all the spoilers.
Yeah, and I mean, she had a heart in her hand too, which was also a little weird.
So Wong, of course, being frustrated about this magician,
term used loosely.
Donnie Blaze decides to go to our friend Jennifer Walters, She-Hulk, to get some legal representation and try and bring about a cease and desist for him to stop using magic, which brings us into the courtroom. And we have this scene where they bring in their special witness, Madison, with 2 N's, but you'll never guess where the Y is. And you know, to try and stop Mr. Blaze from using magic any further. And the judge decides that rather than saying, yeah, no, you can't use magic anymore, I'll let you go ahead and keep using magic until I make my decision based on the findings within the court. And of course, this embrazens this guy to go do his magic show and take it to the next level. And he basically opens a portal to hell and brings in many, many other demons. And the other story that's going along, the B story, if you will, is Jennifer Walters' dating life. And she goes out on some dates as herself, and they're bad dates. They're highly entertaining, they're funny, but they don't go so well. Yeah. And she ends up having to pick up the bill, and it's not good. But then she goes on a date with this young gentleman who seems to only be interested in her. And for me, I was like, this is not going to go well for her. And Wong ends up showing up, interrupting this date to say, hey, come help me send these demons back to hell, basically. And she goes to help Wong, and they send the demons back to hell. Go ahead.
I know his name is Donnie Blaze. But could he end up possibly being Johnny Blaze?
No, he could not.
Oh, okay.
Donnie Blaze is a character from the She-Hulk comics. So.
Oh, okay. I was thinking like I didn't realize that, but I was thinking like Johnny, because like, you know, the whole demon thing and everything else. I was thinking like the kind of not second coming of Ghost Rider, but kind of was. But yeah, never mind.
Sure. So needless to say, she comes back. Have a good night, Scott. Thanks for checking in. Too much Marvel stuff for you. Sorry. So she comes back from sending the demons to hell and proceeds to carry this man to bed for a night of fun-filled passion. And ultimately, in the morning, she has reverted to Jennifer Walters, and he comes out and is sorely disappointed to see who he's actually been spending the evening with. And hey, thanks, bye, and leaves. Poor Jen.
Cold-blooded.
Yes. And here we see Donnie Blaze in his brazen form. Ultimately, because of the events of the demons getting released, he does agree to sign the cease and desist and stop performing magic. And Jen wins the case. And I'm guessing, James, that Madison is your new favorite character.
I have no real love for her at all. I mean, she is definitely she's attractive, but yeah.
I am very curious to see if she becomes somehow a mainstay, because
there's no point in really introducing her and putting a poster out about her if she's only in one episode.
Well, not only that, but the post-credits scene, which you haven't seen yet, she's in that as well with Wong. Or Wongers, as she likes to call him.
Wong's got a girlfriend.
Yes, so I'm very curious to see where that goes. I loved it. I thought she's annoying as all get out, but I thought it worked.
Yeah, Murray's right. She is hot. With 2 T's, huh? Oh, 3 T's. Dang. Okay.
Yes, triple T.
Triple T.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so we also, in regards to She-Hulk, got a mid-season teaser for what may be coming up here in the near future, and we saw a lot of I don't know if you've watched it, but we saw a lot of Matt Murdock. So
yeah, I heard
literally he is
I heard
coming.
I heard he is supposed to appear in this to get set up for the Daredevil series. I believe it's called what was it called?
Reborn.
Reborn. Yeah. So, because I mean, like we got introduced to him very quickly in Spider-Man No Way Home. We got introduced to Kingpin during Hawkeye. So, I mean, it's got to be coming.
Well, you may not have heard this, but Kingpin will be in the Disney Plus series Echo.
Echo. Oh, okay, that makes sense too, because she was kind of going after him too. Because I mean, he did basically try and kill her. So.
Yes.
Yeah, I would be kind of upset by that myself.
So there is a lot coming here in the near future with Marvel.
A lot.
And I'm enjoying where things are going. I'm loving these series, these Disney Plus series.
Hey, time out. I gotta take a second real quick, Mark. Hey man, I need to say thank you. I need to say thank you for putting all this together today, man. You've been you for everything that I mean. I don't think nobody really does it, but I'm gonna say thank you so much for everything that you put up this week, everything that you've been putting up over the past couple of days. Today, putting all the pictures together for the show, what you do for the show, it's amazing, man. Today was crazy.
Yeah, this was normal for our normal shows. It takes me anywhere between 30 minutes to an hour to get us prepped. This one, it's been multi-day because of everything that's been going on and trying to stay on top of it and prepping. And yeah, it's this week has been intense. And speaking of this week, something else that I need to make sure that I call out. It was your birthday earlier this week.
Yes, it was. Yeah. So
it
I was in class, unfortunately, but
it was a biggin.
Yeah.
You are now 50 years old.
Whoa,
And
whoa! You better rewind that back, son.
Sorry,
take off 10 years from that, son.
Okay, you are 40 years old.
40. Yes,
and sir. That's I guess a big deal.
That is a big deal. I mean, you know what the nice thing is that some people I've talked to who turned 40 this year, they're like, oh man, I feel it. I don't really feel it, but yeah, no, I definitely I thank you and your wife for the presents that I got. I appreciate that.
Well, speaking of which, I was wondering, would you mind sharing those presents? What did you get? Do you have them close by?
I do have one of them close by. Hold on.
So originally the plan was that James would the plan was originally that James would.
Yeah, I forgot. That's my fault. I'm sorry, but
he was supposed to open the gift box today on the show because I thought that would be fun. But
yeah, it would have been, and I definitely absolutely enjoyed. But this one is why are my nuts in the toilet water?
And the rest. What's the rest?
And other questions older men need answered. So I assume this is from your wife.
No, that was actually me.
Oh, this was you?
Yes.
That's even better. And then the other was a metal. It was a metal cup, with a metal straw and cleany straw thingy. For it says it's Star Wars themed. It says, "May the 40s be with you." So yes. I thought that was awesome as well. So I definitely appreciate those guys.
Indeed.
You too.
So. It's scary because I'm not there yet. I'm still in my 30s.
Almost. You're almost here. You got one more year. You got one more year too. So
not even a year, man.
Yeah, less than that. Oh yeah, it's coming quick. Quick.
Yeah. So ultimately, I did want to make sure that here on the show we gave you that moment to say happy birthday.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
I'm not going to sing it or anything like that.
I actually, the funny part was I got into class and I was running behind on that day because just so if it, I don't really ask a whole lot about it, but I have a legal issue that I'm taking care of, so that's been eating away at me. But um, when I got to class a couple minutes late on.
He's got a kid.
No, actually, that would actually almost be. I'd almost be okay with that, but it's weird that I say that. I'd almost be okay with that, but when I got to class a little bit late that day, and when I walked in, the entire class sang "Happy Birthday" to me so that was kind of nice. So,
Well, yeah. And now that it's in the public domain, it's okay to sing that song all that you want.
Yeah. So yeah, they sang me "Happy Birthday," and it was nice. And then class went on. But no, it's hey, we're here, we're doing it. So hey, welcome to 40. I'm gonna dig it.
Yeah, or something's gonna dig you a hole. So
no, I plan on being around for a while, my friend. Plan on being around for a while.
Well, all you got to do is make it past April, and I'll be happy. So,
yeah, I got a cruise to go to. So
exactly.
Exactly.
What else is going on, man? Anything else you want to talk about? Share? Or?
No, I mean, we should be hopefully getting back to our normal schedule here pretty soon. I know I have another week, so I finished my 2 weeks of classes at our training facility here for our phase 2 training. I have a week at our other facility, which also is here, that I did my first training at. So I have a week of that this week, starting Monday. And then hopefully we will be able to get back on our normal scheduled Wednesday show. So I know that we will be doing Saturdays at least Saturday one more week. And then I start my OJT, which is on the job training. And so hopefully that will get me back on to my regular schedule, which will be Wednesday, Thursday off. So we will see. We will see what happens.
Indeed. And as Michael says, damn, y'all are getting old. Yes, you are.
Yeah, we are getting old. Yes, because I remember when you were still in junior high, I think, or elementary school when I first met you, Michael. Yikes. And he's now in his how old are you, Michael? Mid-20s?
I'm thinking early 30s.
No, he's not that old. I don't think he's that old. I know he's how old, I don't know how old Ashton is, because I think she's almost 30.
29.
Oh, yeah, so late 20s. Okay. Yeah, you were closer.
Close.
Yeah, you were close. But I was under without going over, so therefore I would be the winner on The Price is Right. Anyways, but yeah, so 30 in May. Well, congratulations, man. So yeah, hopefully you'll be with us. You'll be with us for that show. We could wish happy birthday then, or around then, I should say. But other than that, yeah, nothing else is going on. What about you, man?
No, man, it's been hectic, between keeping up with the content for this show, working on Radio Story Hour. Here's some big news. Murphy's Inc.,
yes.
which is a show we talk about here quite a bit.
Oh, yeah.
We've got some huge
You invoked
news.
the name. You invoked the name, bro.
I did. Shame on me, because, so we just got the rough draft of the first episode fully produced, and man, was it exciting to hear.
Sounds good. Sounds real good.
Even the rough draft was like, if we had to, we could drop this and it would work.
No problem.
I mean, there are obviously some things where I was like, okay, we need to tweak this, tweak that, add it away. But man, it was so good. I can't wait to be able to share this story with people. We've got 5 more episodes to get in the can before we start dropping, but this series will drop before the end of this year. And Yeah.
This is yeah, it's exciting. I'm yeah. Just off that first one, I was like, yo, this is crazy.
But between Radio Story Hour prepping for the auditions for that thing, plus we had a meeting today with another podcast creator that we're potentially looking at working with, um, who has a really interesting and potentially compelling story.
Yep.
So doing some work on that to format some scripts. I've just it's been hectic, and of course, trying to be a husband and a father, um,
Yeah. Yeah, it's a lot.
and working a full time government job. So I'm just exhausted, and
You get stretched like taffy, son.
yeah. Well, and additionally, coming up in 2 weeks, I have auditions for Reno Little Theater. They're doing their season auditions, and I am assistant directing Seussical the musical for them.
Oh,
So that's gonna, yeah,
you have to be
stretch
there for
me.
time. I mean, I guess. I don't know. I think as assistant director, I wouldn't think you have to be there. How's the original director? Because then that could be like, oh, that's why you're there.
I'm sorry, you were my assistant director for West Side Story. You were there,
Was I at auditions? I
yeah,
don't even remember.
and
It's
you
been so
had
long
input
ago.
on and you had input
Oh
on.
yeah, I did. I did. Yeah. Yeah, and that was a very interesting meeting afterwards.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So I don't necessarily obviously expect to have any kind of hard say, but I definitely think I should have some kind of sway or influence.
Hopefully.
So we'll see.
Did they
It'll
come
be
after you for that, or did you like say you wanted to do that?
um they said they were looking for people interested in working with them, and I reached out and said, I'd like to, here's what I can do. I could do lighting, directing, blah blah
Is
blah.
there some paper involved?
It sounds like it. So
Okay, that's good.
yeah. So and if nothing else, it gets my foot in the door with them, and
Yeah, that's
because
fine.
this is a theater group that's pretty predominant here in the area, and
Okay.
I could enjoy working with potentially. So
Okay.
um, it's nice because it's not an overcommitment. I'm not the main person in charge, but
Of course.
so it doesn't fall on me if the show doesn't end up well. Uh, so yeah. But yeah, that's what's been going on with me. A little overextended. I'd love to find some other talented, interested individuals out there to help take some of this load off my back, but we'll get there.
Yeah, absolutely. You said Reno Little Theater?
Yeah.
All right.
So yeah, well, I don't have anything else, James. That was all 51, 52 slides of content that I had.
Tie it up, wrap it in a bow.
Well, if there's nothing else, then I say we shut her down.
Actually, what at almost 2:19? I think this might be our longest show.
Yeah, it's pretty long. Giggity.
Yeah.
That's what she said.
Oh yeah.
All right, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. We hope you've enjoyed the content that we provided. If not, don't care. You're the ones that are here watching it. So
that's why we talk about it. We drop.
Yeah.
We tell you at the beginning of the show.
We talk about what's interesting to us. So
exactly.
Well, hope y'all have a fantastic evening, and we'll see you real soon.